I'm 680 News Senior Business Editor Mike Eppel. As the Canadian financial markets enjoy a day off today, we've got Wall Street in business after the first half of the year, which was a big-time moneymaker for investors. Both sides of the border, the TSX and Wall Street benchmarks, all saw sizable gains in the first 6 months of the year. And no one really saw that coming. After the start of the year, which was sluggish, all of the talk then, though, started to be about interest rates and the idea of central banks moving to the sidelines for interest rates. And then the discussion about perhaps cutting interest rates in the second half of the year because of economic speed wobbles brought on by trade battles globally. At the end of June, we saw the TSX for the year so far up by close to 14%. The Dow Jones Industrials average also up by just over 13%. The NASDAQ, the tech stocks with many of those tech names hitting record highs, up by 20% for 2019 so far. Now, as for some of the specific movers on Bay Street, top performer, Shopify, the Ottawa-based e-commerce company with a gain of 118% in the first 6 months of the year. The growth prospects for this company, which does back-end operations for e-commerce activity, looking very promising. WestJet, of course, got bought out by Onex. WestJet stock up 80% year-to-date. And Air Canada, which recently did that deal with Transat AT, up by 62%. Worst performers, CanTrust Holdings in the cannabis space, down 44%. And SNC-Lavalin, beset by scandal both politically and internally, well, the stock down by 41%. Price for oil in the spotlight as we start this new trading week. We've got OPEC set for a production announcement tomorrow. Will the cartel extend production cuts? Well, the price for oil comes into this week at around $60 per barrel on the U.S. benchmark, and for the month of June up by over 11%. Big gains in the energy trade. Price for gold coming off a 6-year high that was set just last week, north of $1,400 an ounce for the month of June, up by 8%. A lot of that had to do with a falling U.S. dollar, which has propelled the price for gold up as it trades inverse the U.S. dollar, which has been struggling recently. We'll have some interest rate announcements coming up this month. Front and center, Bank of Canada, July 10th. Our central bank is not expected to do anything with interest rates, but again, will send signals for future policy. The big one will be on July 31st when the U.S. Federal Reserve sets policy. Will they actually start cutting interest rates later this month? From the 680 Newsroom, I'm Mike Eppel for City News.